Welcome you all with my question set 22 for the database management system. Here in the first question, we have to find the details of the students who participated in the Sinhala subject in the examination held on 2020 March 15. So here this question set 22 is also based on the scenario we have discussed in my 16th video, and I request you all to watch my previous videos also if you haven't watched them already. So in this question we have to look on this first sub question, then we have to write the query for gaining the details of the students who have participated in the Sinhala subject in the examination held on this date. So here I'm opening HDSQL software. For writing all the queries for these questions, I'm using HDSQL server here. Okay, we can see the database we have created relevant to that scenario in my 16th video, and here this is how I have made the tables here, the class table. Here in this class table, let's see about the data here. So in this class table, the data is, there are two data. Here there's the class names 11A and 11B. Here in this exam term table, you can see the term name, then term exam date is available. Here exam date is relevant to the term name. So here we have to look about this exam date, and this exam date is based on first term. Then here in this student table, these are the details of the students, and if we have to gain the details about the students, we have to link this student table also to our query. So then here in this student exam mark record table, all the records about the exams is included. Here in the index number of the student, then subject ID, all these three are foreign keys to this table, and the index number is the primary key of the student table, then subject ID is the primary key of the subject table, and here term ID is the primary key of the exam term table. So here the marks obtained by the certain students in certain exams is recorded here in this student exam mark record table. Then here in the subject table, we can see there are three subjects as mathematics, then science, then Sinhala language and literature. This is how I have created the database and the tables, and how I have inserted the data to these tables. Okay. Here in this first question, as I mentioned above, we have to find the details of the students. So here it says that the Sinhala subject, that means the subject table is also we have to link here. Then the examination held on the date is given. So we have to link the exam date to the query also. So for that we have to use the exam term table. Here for the details of the students, we have to gain the student table. So for that, I'm going to write the query. First of all, I'm going to join the student table, then subject table, then class table, class table, also class table, because the details of the students means we have to find the class of the students also. So I'm going to join the class table also here. So we have to join all these tables by using join function. Okay, so I'm going to select all here, then we'll specify the column names that we have to find. So first of all, I'm writing select all from student. First of all, I'm joining the student table and the class table. Student join class on. How these two tables is joined is defined by the on function. So here I'm choosing the student tables, class ID equals class tables class ID. So then let's look on this. By executing it, we can see all the details of the students and the class name of the student has been came here. So we don't want this IDs here, we only want this class name. So okay, we have to specify this, but I'm not going to specify in this moment. Let's see about that later. So then I'm going to join the subject table with the condition here. Sorry. So then I'm going to join the student exam mark record table here. Student exam mark record table. On I'm giving the condition student mark record table dot student index number equal student dot index number. So we have joined the student exam mark record table also here. So I am collapsing this. Then I am going to execute this. You can see all the data relevant to this query came here in this result set area. The details of the student, then the class names and class IDs, these are not necessary. The subject and this IDs is also. Okay, let's meaningful this. First of all, let's join all the tables. So then I'm going to join the subject table also. Okay, we have joined the subject table. Then I'm going to execute this. You can see the subject, the details of the subject table is came here relevant to all the details here listed in this. So then we have to join again the exam term table. So we have joined the exam term table also. Let's execute this and you can see the details of the exam term dates and the term names, the term IDs all came here in this result set area. So okay, this is how I have joined all the tables, and we have to find the details of the students who participated in the Sinhala subject. So okay, let's filter these details. Here we have to find all from these tables, and where clause, and we have to find where the student we have joined all the tables. Now we have to find the subject name, Sinhala subject here. So we're going to where subject dot subject name equal Sinhala language and literature. So let's copy down it from here. Copying it, then pasting for not going to do any error here. So here the subject name is this, and we have to execute this and we can filter by the subject name, and you can see only the Sinhala language and literature subject details that relevant to Sinhala subject is came here in this result set area. So let's filter it again by using the next condition, that means the exam date. So I'm going to link it here, and exam term table dot term date equal, then I'm going to copy it here from not going to do any error. So we have to here March 15, so I'm copying it here and pasting. Then I'm going to filter by the exam date also. You can see only these details is came here relevant to this exam date and the subject name. Okay, so we have to find only the details of the student. So we have to choose the relevant columns. That means those columns should define the student, the details of the student. So I'm going to write the column names here. Student dot, first of all the first name, not going to gain the index number here. So then student dot last name also. So again student table, the gender of the student. Then I'm going to gain the contact number of the student also. Then I'm going to gain the class name of the student. Then means class dot class ID, not the class ID. We have to gain the class name. Okay, let's execute this, and you can see the first name, the last name. That means simply all the details of the all students who have sit for the Sinhala language and literature subject exam on this date. So here in this meaningful way. And okay, let's include the index number also here. If you have any doubt, then index number also. Then I'm going to here we have to write the student. It has been managed. Okay, then I'm going to execute this. Then you can see the index numbers has been came here also. So these are the details of the students who have participated in the Sinhala language and literature subject in the examination held on this date. So okay, let's write the query for this. Again, here in the second sub-question, it says that Sandhu and Vijayavardhana find out the marks of the examinations in which the student appeared on this date, the date of examination, the term, the number of admissions, the name and the name of the subject. So we have to find out the marks of this examination, and here two conditions has been given to us. That means the first name, then last name of the student, and the examination date. So we have to find the term name, and here the name and the name of the subject. Name means this name also. Okay, let's write the query for that. First of all, we load here in this result set area the details of the student table. Okay. So first of all, I am gaining, that means select all from student table. So here we can gain all the details of all the students. Those are in the student table, and this is not much enough for gaining the answer for our question. So I am joining the necessary tables. So I'm going to join here first of all the student exam mark record table. And I'm giving the condition here, student dot index number should be equal to the student exam mark record tables student index number. So executing this, you can see all the details is come to this result set area, and then we have to join again the subject table and the exam term table also here. So then I'm going to join again the subject table, subject here, the subject table, join subject table on subject dot subject ID should be equal to this student dot student exam mark record tables subject ID. Then I'm going to execute this. You can see the subject details is also came here, and again I'm going to join exam term table. I'm going to write the condition here. So yeah, I'm executing it again, and we can gain also the exam term table, the details from the exam term table here in this result set area relevant to these details. So we have to execute the query. Here we have given the two conditions as the first name, the last name, and the exam date. So okay, let's filter by the first name and the last name first. So I'm going to filter it by giving the condition here where student first name should be equal to the, it's given as the Samudra. So I'm copying it to Samudra, and here the second name, that means last name, Vijay. So I'm going to execute this, and you can see only the details relevant to this student. That means the student who bears his first name is male, no? Gender is male. So here first name as Samudra and the last name as Vijay. So you can see all the details for that student is came here. So we have to filter it by the date also. That means here all the dates has been mentioned here. So we have to filter it by the date also. So I'm going to write the next condition, and exam term. The exam date should be equal to this exam date. So I'm going to execute this query again. So we can see only these three rows is relevant to this query that we have written here. So again we have to filter the column names. That means we have to gain only the first name, then last name, that means the name of the student, and then subject name, and then the marks obtained by the student, and the exam term tables, term name, and the exam date. We have to gain only those specified column details. So we are going to specify the column names here. First of all, I am writing the details of the student. Here is index number, and going to write the name of the student. So then we have to gain the name of the subject, the subject tables, subject name we have to gain, and again we have to write this query for gaining the marks of the student. we have to gain the marks from this table, student exam mark record table, and here you can see marks column is available here. So we have to write this query, that means we have to extend this query in order to get the exam term name and also the exam date. Then the exam name means the exam term table, term name, and also we have to gain the exam table, the exam term table. We have to gain the exam date also. So I'm going to execute this. So you can see we can gain the details of the student, that means Sandun Vijayaratna, the index number, then first name, last name, the subject names relevant to all the 3 subjects in our subject table. We can gain the marks obtained by this student, and especially in this exam date, the exam that is held on this date. So this is the query for the second sub question. So let's look on this third question. Find the name, subject, marks, term of the examination, date of the examination of the students who obtained between 40 and 70 marks in the subject of mathematics held on this date. So we have to join again the student table, subject table, then student exam mark record table, then exam term table. That means all the tables we have to join here. So let's first join the tables. I'm deleting this query. So I'm going to select all from student table first. So you can see all the details of the students has been came to this results set area, and I'm going to join the student exam mark record table by giving the condition as student dot index number should be equal to student exam mark records student index number. So all the details has been came, and also I'm going to join again the subject table. So here by subject table, the subject ID of the subject table should be equal to the foreign key that is existing in this student exam mark record table. And here by executing it, we can gain also the subject, the details from the subject table also by joining to this. And also okay, let's join the exam term table also. So this is how I have joined the exam term table, and you can see here the term name, then exam date is available in this results set area just now. And okay, this is how I have joined all the tables. All the tables mean the student table, then student exam mark record table, and also subject table, then exam term table. So we have to filter these results by the conditions we have given in the question. So in that question we have given subject name as mathematics, and also the term name, that means the exam term, the exam date, and also the range of marks. So first of all, let's write the condition for the subject. That means the subject name should be mathematics. There, subject table, subject name should be mathematics. So here I'm pasting here, and let's filter by the subject name. You can see only the details relevant to the mathematics subject is coming to this area. So let's filter it by the exam term, that means the exam date also. So I'm writing the next condition here, exam term. exam date should be date given in the question, that means July 10th of July, relevant to the second term. Okay, so relevant to the second term, I'm pasting here the exam date, and by executing this we can filter the details relevant to these two, that means subject name mathematics and also the exam date. And here let's try the next condition here, that means the range of the marks given in this question. So it says that the range of the marks is between 40 and 70 marks. These two conditions has been fulfilled already, and we have to write the condition for the mark range. So let's write it. I'm linking it by giving this clause and clause, and I'm giving that student exam mark record. The marks are available in this student exam mark record table. So we have to use this between, and by using we can give the range for marks between 40 and 70. So let's execute this, and we can gain the mark range relevant to the mark range also. That means you can see all this data, all these marks available here are less than 70 and greater than 40. This is how I have gained this data, and we have to filter by the columns here. So we have to gain the details of the student and also marks of the student. Then that means simply we have to remove these IDs from this results. That means the term ID and subject ID, then these foreign keys also. So I'm going to filter by the columns. Okay, then also we have to gain the marks from the student exam mark record table. Here the marks. So then I'm executing this. You can see all the IDs has been removed from this table. So index numbers of the students and the first name, then last name, then gender of the student, then contact numbers are coming displaying here relevant to the subject name mathematics and the exam date, and also the marks, the range between 40 and 70. So this is how I have answered to the third sub question also. And here is fourth sub question: who is the highest scoring student in the first term out of all the subjects? So we have to sort this by using the marks. We have to find the highest scoring student, that means the details of the students. And also here we have answered all these three questions by using the join queries. So I'm wishing to write the answer for this fourth question by using the subqueries. So let's try the subquery for that. I'm deleting this. And here I'm going to write the query here by specifying the columns also. So So we have to find the index number, then first name, last name, gender, contact number. That means all the details of the student. Okay, let's specify the column names at the last in usual way. So I'm giving the asterisk mark. Here select asterisk from student. So I'm giving the condition as where we have to find the student index number. That means first of all we have to find term ID relevant to the term name first term. So I'm gaining another query here. Here is another query tag. So I'm going to select exam term dot. That means we have to find the term ID from the exam term table. From the exam term table relevant to this condition we have to, that means in the question we have gained that relevant to the first term. So I'm going to write it as from exam term table, where exam term dot term name should be equal to the first term. First term. So I'm executing this. It says that term ID is 1. So, and also we have to find, that means in this student exam mark record table you can see in this data area the exam term, the term ID is available here. So by using the term ID we can filter the details, that means the data from this table. So I'm going to filter them by using this ID for the first term, and here I'm commenting this. Okay, I have commented this, and in the next line I'm going to select the details. Select all the details from the student exam mark record table relevant to this condition, where student exam mark record tables exam term ID should be equal to this. That means 1. 1 means for this term ID we can replace this query. So I'm going to replace this query for here. For replacing it we can't use here single quotes, and especially I'm using this in close instead of the equal sign. So by using two brackets, within two brackets I am going to replace that query. So I am going to execute this. You can see only the exam term ID is 1 here, so details has been filtered. Then we have to find out the maximum mark. We have to find out the maximum mark from the student exam mark record table. So here, instead of using this asterisk mark, I'm going to filter by the marks column. So I'm going to select max. Student exam mark record tables marks. Maximum mark from the student exam mark record table, that is relevant to this condition also. So I'm going to execute this also. So you can see the maximum mark is 100. So then we have to find this maximum mark, the detail of the student who have gained this maximum marks in the first term examination. So I am commenting this also here by using a backslash and also the star mark. We can comment this, and I am going to write the next query. That means we have to find the detail, that means index number of the student from the student exam mark record table relevant to this maximum mark. So I am going to select student exam mark record table index number, student index number from student exam mark record table where, so I have to give the condition relevant to the marks, that means where student exam mark record table's marks should be equal to, so I am going to use this in clause, and also I am going to include this query within that bracket. So I am going to replace it here. So then I am going to execute this. You can see the index number is STU004. Okay, let's look here whether STU004 is obtained total marks, that means 100 marks for the first term. Here this is the record for the 100 marks. It means the term ID is 1 and also STU004 is the student index number. So okay, this is how all the conditions has been given by me here, and we have to find all the details relevant to this student index number. So I'm commenting this also again, and in the next line I'm going to write select all from student table where student tables index number should be equal to, so as I am using subqueries here, I am giving this in clause and I am going to include this query within between this brackets. So I am going to include this here, so ending it by using semicolon. So I am going to execute this. You can see all the details of the student relevant to this index number came here from the student table. So we don't want to find this class table, that means the class ID, so we have to specify by columns here also. So let's specify it by the columns, student dot index number, then the first name of the student and also the last name of the student, and also gender of the student, and finally we have to find the contact number of the student. Okay, and I am going to execute this. As all these queries has been commented, we have only the result relevant to the uncommented queries came here. So you can see the index number, then first name, last name, gender, contact number, that means all the details relevant to the student who has gained the maximum mark for the first term is came here. So okay, this is how I have answered for the final question, and this is how I have answered for the question set 22 also, and I have explained much all these questions, and thank you for watching this video, and let's meet with the next video soon. And also for the next video I am wishing to give you another patterns for writing queries for specified questions by using these tables also. So let's meet with the next video soon.